Yo, what is going on, YouTube? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Wednesday. I'm a little bit late. My bad. What's going on, everybody? It is 4:40. I'm 10 minutes late, but I'm here. Let's chat about arm wrestling a little bit. Got the steak and eggs right here. Home Gym Physique and Todd Claus are racing for the first comment. Daniel, what's going on? Oh, man. I haven't had any caffeine today. This is it. What is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing on this fine day? If you guys can help out with the stream on your way in, please click the thumbs up button while you're dropping in. I would appreciate the love. Dave Anderson in the chat. Cameron McNeely, what's up, man? What's going on, guys? What's going on? What is going on in the arm wrestling world right now? I mean, as far as I understand it, there's been some talks of matches coming up at East vs. West, but I don't think anything even has been like fully locked in. They're still releasing videos of the last one. I haven't heard any talks about that. What else is coming up? Michael, what's up? Good day, man. So pushy. DF in the house. There's the mod with the most. Sean Crowther. Hey, Derek, just popped in to say hi. You going to be in Florida on the 23rd? Negative. I will not be in Florida on the 23rd. Daniel, opinion on Brian's upcoming super match with Eddie Hall? I don't see a scenario or a world where Eddie wins. It would have to be straps, flop press, and still it's so hard to even see that. I mean, Eddie would have to be arm wrestling really hard, meaning training, getting super sharp in the movement. Brian would have to play it completely horrible. He'd have to completely stay wide open and let Eddie get on top of his arm. I don't know. I think Eddie might be too big and not flexible enough to adequately be able to reach a flop press in time. I don't think there's any way that Eddie can hang with Brian's hand and wrist in any facet. So it'd have to be a flop press would be the only like potential way that I could see it happening. But not only is Brian's hand and wrist stronger, Brian's arm is stronger, upper arm as well. Like Brian's bicep is stronger than Eddie's. So I don't see a world where Eddie beats Brian. I would be really shocked. Yeah, I mean, I got to message Brian again. It's been a month or so. But yeah, I would be absolutely floored and shocked if Eddie won. Todd Clauso, Michael Todd versus Hermes. Okay, let's see. Michael Todd versus Hermes. I have not weighed in on this. People have been talking about it. So I always look up and like to the sides when I'm really trying to think about something. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mike is doing fantastic, and I'm on the hype train. I'm on the hype train for sure, and big believer in Mike. Hermes is wild. He really is wild. It's crazy strong hand and wrist. It'd be really hard for Michael to access his press initially, especially in the first couple rounds where Hermes is fresh. For Mike to, I don't think the press is. I don't think it would be an option the first couple rounds where Hermes is gonna be super sharp and have energy and all that stuff. So that would mean the King's move really has to work at first. He has to be able to hold off Hermes for a while with the King's move. Can he? If he can stop it. I think it would mean a lot in this match in terms of opening up a lot of doors for Mike against Hermes. I think you have to say Hermes is the favorite. Still. I said the same thing about Gennady, and Mike ended up winning, and I'll be cheering for Mike versus Hermes. But I'm trying to think. I think you have to say that Hermes would be the favorite. I definitely see some ways that it could happen for sure. 100%. I see some ways that Mike could get it. Yeah. It's just I feel like he'd have to get a stop with the Kings move. He'd have to take something out of Hermes. Hermes is fast and explosive, and if he hits back, it's gonna be hard to stop that. But if he can, I think he's in it. I'll have to chew on that mentally a little bit more and kind of have a deeper opinion of it, though. Carolyn, hey, with a $10 super chat. Carolyn, there she is. Hey, everybody. Can I get a heart spam in the chat for Carolyn? Everybody like that? Carolyn's back. There she is. I put my notice in for casual part-time. No more 14-hour days. Yippee. Derek, you rock. Carolyn, no, you rock. Where's the thing here? Okay. Thank you, Carolyn. It's awesome to have you back. We're always asking where you're at. Auntie Carolyn with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. It's so awesome to have you back. Great. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. Let's see. Texas Pride in the house. Yo, what up, Levi? What's going on? Carolyn, here you stacked and jacked. Training for February. It's going. Knighton Vot says, how far is Jerry from beating Levan? Your opinion? Ooh. Man. I just don't know if I see it. Obviously, I want Jerry to win. I just don't. Levan's so big, and his arm's already slanted, so Jerry would be pressing into a wedge. And then Levan also pulls outside, and it'll be in the straps. I don't know. Jerry's super strong, but can his arm hold up to Levan's arm and able to act in order to access his press? I don't know, man. I think Levan just has so much chest, so much internal rotation. He'll obviously have hand control. That I don't know if Jerry can. Man, that's hard. It's really hard for me to envision it. Doesn't mean it's not possible. It's just maybe Levan sets up in here and kind of exposes his elbow a little bit and gets. But I can't. I more than anything, I just see Levan in the straps go and pausing. And Jerry here, all of a sudden he's here, and he can't get back, and Levan leans backwards. That's what I keep seeing in my head. Levan could potentially get in foul trouble. Jerry does press towards the person, so that could be pushing Levan off the back of the pad, which could potentially lead to foul issues. But, man, and like I said, I want Jerry to win. Be very clear about this. People get things very misconstrued with me. They think I'm a Devin hater, and Devin's my boy. I try to be really unbiased, very neutral with my opinions. This is the way I see something. And so I have no problem with Jerry and just asking how I see the match or how I see what happens on the table. Right now it's like 70-30 for me in Levan and Jerry. Yeah, but I hope to be proven wrong, and I hope Jerry is able to take this. I hope the way I'm seeing it in my head doesn't come to fruition. Maybe Jerry's faster, gets on Levan's arm before Levan can really control everything. Maybe Levan gets in foul trouble and gets tired over the restarts and his arm starts opening up a little bit. Yeah, there could be things. There could be things that happen. There could be ways for sure. I have it at 70-30 in my head as of right now, though. Another super chat. Casey Jones, $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the love. He says, what's more manly, dancing or hot dogs? Man, dancing, of course. Dancing is way more manly, man. John Travolta, are you kidding me? Ooh, manliest thing I ever seen. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. DF sharing the stream. You guys also, that's the gaming channel. So we started a YouTube channel for the gaming stuff, having clips and videos on there. Check that out. If you guys get a chance, subscribe over on that channel as well. It's AW Derek Gaming. AW Derek Space Gaming is the channel. Also, it seems that Eddie is training hard with Neil pickup, which is exciting. Yeah, but the strength gains he'd have to make, I don't think he can make those in his hand and wrist in the time needed. Daniel says, does Brian have the longest arm compared to the whole professional arm wrestling community in your opinion? No, not at all. My forearm was, I forget, was it as long? Either it's tied with Brian's if we put our elbows down, either it's tied with Brian's or it's a little longer. And Vitali's is a good inch or so longer than mine. So no, he doesn't have the longest arm. Dave Anderson says, Neil said, Eddie, I required shenanigans to win. Hall is the fave. Of course, Neil's going to say that. Texas says, Neil hasn't pulled with Brian, so that's just his bias talking. Colin, yo, Derek, what's up with you? When will we see you on the table again? February in the Philippines is the next thing in the books. Let's share the groups, get friends. Thank you, Carolyn. Carolyn saying, everybody, please share the stream. I'd appreciate it if you guys share this anywhere. Thank you. DF sharing the Twitch channel. That's where I stream video games, guys, on twitch.tv/AWDerek. If you guys want to hang out, talk arm wrestling while I'm gaming, check that out. Ajay says, Brian has progressed quite quickly. Have you already done a real arm wrestling match with him to test his current power? Not a real match, no. Never stop pulling says Jerry has a 0 shot at winning. I mean, like you said, there's always ways. There's always potential. It's possible, depending on how Levan handles it and how Jerry handles it. But is he the favorite? I can't see it. I can't see a way to predict Jerry to be the favorite. Nolan says, is the great Ryan Turner, Mr. Performance Enhancing Concrete Elbow Pancakes, a.k.a. the Big Dog, alias that young thug? I don't even understand what you just said. Ryan Turner, the Ryan I know? Is he Mr. Performance Enhancing Pancakes? No. Ajay says, I'd like to see you train with Brian Shaw again, but a little stronger with more aggressive arm wrestling. It would be great. Yeah, but I mean, you got to think when I'm going out there, especially the first few times with Brian, it's so instructional, man. Like, I'm not trying to put him in weird scenarios where he can hurt himself. You know what I mean? So say I'm all aggressive. And I put Brian in a weird spot and he didn't know what to do. And he starts trying to force his way out of it. The odds of him injuring himself are high, right? So as time goes on and he can handle more and more abuse and like he understands what to do and in tense situations, then yeah, of course we can be more aggressive with it. But yeah, when someone's new, you don't do that. You don't go put them in horrible spots where they could potentially injure themselves. We're putting Brian, I put Brian in certain situations and I would tense up in very specific angles and then have him work through that. Okay, I'll put a roadblock here. Let's see how you handle that. Okay, now you found your way around it, or if you try to bulldoze through it, things like that. But I can understand how it'd be more entertaining. But in terms of being a coach, man, you got to take care of your people, man. Bobby Reynolds says, what if Brian Shaw or Coach Greg Doucette get to appear on a cooking show? Brian get to show his bison burgers with eggs, or Greg show his anabolic food from his cookbook like French toast. You know what's crazy about that is last time I was over there, I was hanging out with Brian, and he said, you want to stay for dinner or something? I said, yeah. So we go into the house, right? Because his gym is separate from his house. His gym, it's like his gym. It's the warehouse for all his 3 companies and offices where he does his podcast, and offices for his social media manager and his other people to help manage his companies. So, and then that's separate. It's a huge building separate from his house. Now, so I finally went to the house. I'd never been in the house. And he's like, let's go have dinner. So we go in there, and Brian he's barbecuing. He's grilling meat. And I'm sitting there at the table, and I was hanging out with his kids and stuff and playing with the trucks. His kids have a lot of Hot Wheels. They're really into cars. So I was playing with the cars with his kids for a little bit. And I was sitting there talking to Carrie and Brian, and and I see him pull the bison out, right? And I've been following Brian for years, so I'm well aware of the bison situation. So he pulls out the bison burgers, but he grilled like carne asada, like chicken and all stuff. And then I see him pull out the bison, and he had rice, and he comes in, he goes, all right. And they made like hot links and hot dogs and stuff. And Brian's like, okay, Derek, what do you want? And I'm like, I saw the bison. I was like, what are you having, Brian? He goes, oh, I'm probably just gonna have like rice and the bison and stuff. I said, Brian, whatever you have, I'm having. Like literally exactly. However you make your plate, I want that plate. And it was so I can eat anytime, anywhere, right? But to be able to have one of the Brian Shaw meals that you see on YouTube, the famous bison meals, I had to have it. I couldn't not have that. So I think he gave me like 2 or 3 little bison patties and a thing of rice, and And then I think we had have you guys ever had those? And I love I gotta buy these. I keep forgetting the aminos that kind of taste like soy sauce. The aminos, yeah, I think you had that, and just put some of that on the rice and stuff. And yeah, dude, sat there and ate a Brian Shaw meal with Brian with the bison and rice. It's just sentimental, you know what I mean? It was a big moment for me. It was a big moment for me to have the bison and rice with Brian. It sounds so stupid, but I got to have it. I got to have the authentic Brian Shaw meal at Brian's house. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else would have said the same thing, or if they would just probably went with the carne asada or something like that. But I had to have a bison meal. Carolyn says Big Laws was looking good at a super match or tournament in UK recently. He looked fired up and confident. Derek, do you think winner of Brian versus Eddie could pull Big Laws after potentially? I mean, they could. I'm interested to see, and I want to talk to Brian about this, like where he wants to go. I know he wanted his first match to be somebody in similar shoes, meaning someone with the same amount of time, maybe from the same background, just getting into it. So say Brian is uber dominant over Eddie. Then I think, calmly look at other potential opponents that kind of fit that requirement. Big Laws could potentially be in there. Magnus Samuelson, he gets back into it. He could be in there. And then, because I don't know how long Brian wanted to go before he starts having matches with like real hardcore arm wrestlers. We also got to think, guys, always consider this. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's awesome, but Brian's right now, I mean, he has his companies, but YouTube is a big thing for him. So he must generate clicks and videos. So if I get messages, and I was getting messages for the last couple of years of people saying they want a shot at Brian. Like these arm wrestlers, great dudes. I love them. Fantastic. But you have to understand what you're bringing to the table compared to what Brian brings to the table and what he's looking at to get out of it. If you have no social media following and nobody knows who you are, then like, what is that? How is that going to create a lot of content for him? And how is it going to help him make a living off hyping that matchup? You know what I mean? So at some point, yeah, when he's climbing the rankings, it'll just be like, all right, like you have to arm wrestle this dude when you're at the very top. And whether the guy has a big social media following or not, that's the guy you need to arm wrestle. And that'll come. But there's a lot of guys that are right there with Brian or could, whatever, mix it up, that want matches with them, but they don't ever think about what they bring to the table in terms of why would Brian take a match with you type of thing. And it sounds so cocky and stuff, but that's how he makes his money, man. He has to be able to generate videos and stuff for people to click on and want to watch, and a match for people to want to buy the pay-per-view and want to watch. So I just feel like people never consider that. He should just arm wrestle Bob, Reynolds, and Bob Reynolds is top ranked in his state. Yeah, but he has no following. It doesn't do anything for Brian. What doesn't help him? He will not benefit off that. And so he has to find a way to benefit YouTube wise off his matches, but also to be able to grow as an arm wrestler. So it's a balance, whether people like it or not. I mean, so when thinking about matches like that, always kind of consider that. What would be a hyped match for Brian? Jerry is giving a shot, and we will see what happens. I agree, Dave. Jens, yo, what up, man? Never stop pulling. Yeah, there's a cool experience for sure. Thanks. I'm glad somebody acknowledges that. Robert Kelly, there he is, the man with the plan. R. Kelly, hardest working man in show business. Check your phone, Derek. Oh, Robert, did you already send me stuff? oh, Robert had to take the top spot. Robert sent me $10.69. Carolyn, Robert's trying to take your spot off the board, man. R. Kelly with the 1069. But the thing is, Robert, you don't get a message when you send the Cash App. There's no super chat for me to read. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate the love, man. Always coming through, always supporting, always sending all the Cash Apps. Thank you, man. Thank you. You guys, I really appreciate the support. I appreciate it. I guess I'll leave it at that. Callan says Kirill should be the next opponent. Kirill? Yeah, that's another person. There you go. That's a big name. This has to make sense. I don't know what level Kirill's at right now, realistically, compared to Brian. Because Brian's just getting going, man. So it's still possible that Kirill's way ahead, or possible that he's way behind. I haven't done enough homework on Kirill as an arm wrestler to really have a strong opinion on it. Ajay says, who do you think is the right one to face Brian Shaw after he beats Eddie? I don't know. I don't know. I need to go back out there and practice with Brian. See where he's at. Because when you start something new, you guys, you grow so fast, right? Because you just learned this one thing. And that one thing was really important. And you got that dialed in. Boom, big boost. Oh, you learn another thing, big boost. And eventually you get all those big boosts out of the way. And then it's smaller and smaller gains. So seeing Brian for, X amount of months and him training consistently with a team, like I imagine he's grown a lot. So I would need to kind of go re-approach with Brian and kind of get her idea if you want me to give you more solid opinion on who I think he should face next. A lot of it's just, from what I see online or from I'm still in the group chat with his team. But yeah, I'd have to kind of reapproach and see after Eddie, who I think he's ready to kind of go for. But like I said, I mean, even taking that into account, it'd have to be somebody with a name as well. Dave says, drop Brian unannounced into a tournament. So what does that do for Brian? You know what I mean? Everybody's going to just hound him. He's going to be surrounded by people asking for autographs. Every person in the tournament is going to give everything in their world to try to pull Brian and to try to beat him and try to break their arms trying to beat him and all that stuff. And then what? So everything could potentially be a war. Then he ends up losing. Say he gets tired round 2, round 3 after wars. Everybody give him everything he has because he's targeted. And then he doesn't win the tournament. And then all the hype is gone. I'm not saying that would happen, but I'm saying what if that happens? So it's kind of a risk. And he'll just be swamped by people all the time. So I understand his kind of focusing on the super matches, how he wants to focus on super matches. Now, as an arm wrestler, I agree. All my team, I push them tournaments, get all tournament experience you can. I agree. That's super valuable experience that's very hard to not get, or very hard to ignore. But I understand his hesitation in terms of pursuing tournaments. I get it. GB19 says they should broadcast King of the Table press conference on Brian's channel, close to 3 million subscribers. Yeah, maybe they will. Maybe they'll ask Brian if he wants to do that. Emiliano, yo, are you still training hard, Dick? Still going after it. Robert Kelly says Brian versus Hollywood. That would be entertaining. But Hollywood, does he have a big following? We know he is, and he's entertaining, but how does that help Brian? You got to think about that. He has no big YouTube or big following whatsoever. Maybe Brian could promote Hollywood enough while promoting that match that people watch it because he starts blasting who is Don Hollywood Underwood and starts posting videos of Hollywood and getting him a bigger following so that way the match is bigger. Maybe that could happen. Brian will probably destroy Eddie. I agree, Lagia. Robert Crane says Kirill is too much. He could potentially be. Neil's index finger says Brian, one of my favorite strongmen. Yes, have to protect his image. Very important. He succeeds. I agree. Will you make it to King of the Table USA? I don't know. I've sent out the messages. I've messaged people and honestly, I don't know. I'm getting weird vibes. I've reached out to people, not recently and stuff like that, and I haven't been getting messages back. But nothing's been said to me. There was no drama. I didn't do anything wrong that I can think of where I didn't screw anybody over. I don't know why, if there's a problem or if when my name comes up behind closed doors, if they're like, no, for a reason that I am unaware of. But I haven't heard from Engen in a while. I messaged Don. I haven't heard from Don Idris. I think I have two or three pending messages I sent him. Nothing. I don't know. I understand it taking a while. People are busy, but there's something wrong. Did someone be like, "Hey, we're not messing with Derek anymore. He's out." Did I do? I don't know. But yeah, I messaged Don twice about King of the Table saying I really want to go. I would love to help however you need me to help. I would love to commentate and be involved at King of the Table. I haven't heard anything, man. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's weird that I don't. That's how it's gone my whole life, though, man. People have, and I'm not saying they have problems with me. I don't know anything. I'm saying that I don't find out till it's too late when people have problems with me, which is super annoying. I think it's part of being a big guy. People are afraid to tell me in person, and then I find out when crazy things happen. Oh, that guy had a problem with you the whole time. Great. Let's see. Ajay says, I think Brian has already made a lot of progress and is in a position to do massive sparring or go into some local amateur tournaments to practice. Yeah, no, I think he could definitely win the local events in Colorado 100%. 100%. And really think he should. This is one of the things that this kind of brings. I say this a lot when we get on this topic. Is Leroy Walker? You guys know who Leroy Walker is? He's on my team. Leroy is he has a good sizable following. He was one of the I don't know where he ranks, but probably like a top 20 bench presser of all time. He's up there, right? One of the best bench pressers. Got into arm wrestling years ago. Still is pursuing social media. And this is one of the things I respect the most about Leroy. He full sent it, and he's full sending it still. Like this dude, in that situation, like if you have a name and you're really trying to pursue social media, you can't have a bunch of videos out there you lose and stuff. It's going to slow the hype. Leroy, like, knew that he's new, knew that he's new, and like knew he was going to take the L's. It's part of growing, and went full in and started competing as in all the tournaments. He doesn't even care, man. I mean, he cares. Don't get me wrong, he cares. He definitely cares. But because he cares, he realized that competing and getting that experience is more important than anything. Is more important in terms of growing and actually achieving that. And now he's moving quick. Leroy is doing fantastic. He's beating dudes that he couldn't beat before. He's getting better and better and better. He's super dedicated. But that really impressed me about Leroy, that he's able, put any ego aside and his, social media stuff aside and just start competing. And dude, I'm a fan of Leroy. I'm a fan. I'm a believer. I really think that there's some big things ahead of him. Let's see. Carolyn says, I hope that the King of Table has plenty of direct links for Brian versus Eddie, because average Joe has no clue who Core Sports is, really. Yeah, I agree. Core Sports is not like super well known, but this kind of stuff will help them. And that's another reason I want to go to the King of the Table, obviously, because Brian's going to be there. I don't know. I mean, I haven't reached out to Brian in a while. I really would like to be there. I'd like to be in his corner. I think I said to you guys last week, like, it would be so frustrating if I don't get to go and some Brian gets in a sticky situation and I'm like screaming at my TV like I was when Larry went to Germany, like, oh my God, I wish I was there. I wish I was there. I was screaming. And because I would have been right there. I would have stopped. I can't say that Larry would have beat Leonidas, but there was very obvious things that Leonidas was doing and very obvious changes I wanted Larry to make. And I was calling and spamming Adam and everybody trying to get my message across, and I couldn't. But had I been there, I would really like to be in Brian's corner, and I want to work with King of the Table. I really like those guys. So I don't know. Taki Paki says Mega Mike maybe next for Brian Shaw. Once again, Mike doesn't really have a following. Mike's my teammate. Love the dude. He's also going through some stuff right now. Mike might be out for a little bit. I don't know how long, but I mean, strength-wise, yeah, but also Mike can make heavyweights. He's always within the realm of being able to cut and make heavyweights. He does it every once in a while. So he's not – I think Brian probably wants to pull a true super, someone that there's no way they're making heavyweights, someone like my size or a big boy, for the visuals. RHCP, yo, R. Kelly, is this the guy that likes to urinate on young girls? Oh, dang. You have strange fans, bro, not judging. Right. This is Robert Kelly. Now, I don't know what he does in his spare time. Robert, I don't know. I have no idea what he does in his spare time. But as far as I know, it is not the famous R. Kelly. He's just famous to us. Legend of Nelda, Tears of the Incel. Are you pulling the Philippines? As of now, that is still the plan. Michael says Devin and his boy go fist Brian next week. Oh, visit. Oh, you fixed it. Visit. Devin and his boy. Oh, you mean Auden? Like his boy, his boy, his son? Okay, that'd be cool. Good. And getting work with Devin is good. It's just I don't want what I'm hoping. And maybe I'll send Brian a long message. Maybe that'll be the message I need to send him. Is like I just want to make sure getting information from Devin is fantastic. He is right. He is correct in all the ways. The problem that people have, and I had, and a lot of arm wrestlers have, and a lot of times they don't even know they're having it, when digesting Devin information, you have to understand that, like, where he's coming from. You have to understand that he's teaching you the tippy top, and a lot of time Devin avoids the mountain underneath that gets to the tippy top to be able to utilize that, and the importance of the mountain underneath. He teaches, but the things he's saying is right. He is not incorrect. When he's teaching to not hold on, when he's teaching superior energy conservation and expenditure and what's important and what's not important, he is right 100%. But the mountain underneath is the part that I feel like Devin doesn't. It's boring. It's old. It's fundamentals. But he has his base in it. Auden's been arm wrestling since he was born. He has a base in it, and they're able to get all that stuff done. And that foundation, the base of the mountain, is overlooked. And you want to teach the top, the sharpest little point, but you got to have you got to have the mountain. And so I think Brian should absorb everything that Devin says 100%, but also be able to distinguish like what is applicable right now. What is is it best for Brian in his current strengths, his current status to apply that, or should he focus on this for now and slowly lean into that? Or, you know what I mean? Like, don't just take it at face value and be like, Devin said this 100%. I'm only doing this. I don't think that would be the best thing, but I think Devin, like I said a million times, I think Devin is correct. If you can digest it, and if you're in a place in your arm wrestling career where you can absorb that and apply that, I think is best. I don't know, personally. Robert Kelly says, put Hollywood on a mic. Don Underwood's great. He actually called me on Saturday. It's kind of weird. I didn't have his number saved. He's called me before. I don't know why I didn't save his number. And I just answered it. I was in Las Vegas I went to a video game tournament in Las Vegas. If you guys didn't know, it was like a kind of basically a reunion. All the old game I used to travel around the country playing. All those guys, all the pros from that day got together and had a tournament in Vegas. So I went out there with my buddy and had a great time. But he called me there and I was like, hello. And they started talking about arm wrestling. Hey, big dog. And I'm like, and it took me a while. It took me, I don't know, like 35 seconds. I was like, who is this? And he's like, I just want to pick your brain for a minute. And it's a raspy voice. And I'm like, and then it finally clicked. I was like, it's Don. It's Don. I haven't talked to him forever. So I got to talk to Don for a little bit. It was great. He just had some questions for me and things like that. I like Don, man. I really do. Although, you guys, my first tournament, I don't know, it was probably like my 5th tournament ever. I was still big, not as big as I am now, but I was a bigger guy. And I went to a tournament in Bakersfield. Now, they were filming a documentary and they were following Don at that tournament in Bakersfield. And I think I've told you guys a story, but whenever I think Don, I have my own interactions with Don now. We're cool now, but I still have a bone to pick with him. If we ever have a match, I'm going to take it very serious. Where they were filming Don and we walked up to the table. It was my turn to arm wrestle Don. It was a tournament. And I told Don, hey, this is like my 2nd or 3rd or 4th tournament. Like, I'm brand new. You don't have to, don't hurt me. I'm still learning. And I knew who he was. I was a fan, and he hit me so hard. I have pictures of it somewhere on my Facebook, and you just see a blur. You see Don is a blur. He's hitting so hard sideways. And I asked him specifically not to. I said, I'm new, man. Like, take it easy. And he's like, because the cameras were there, he hit as hard as he possibly could. Now, in some ways, you could even argue that's kind of safe because it doesn't give me a time to get in there and hurt myself. But still, like, he could have done it slow. He was so much stronger. He could have just eased me back nice and safe and laid me down. But he hit as hard as he possibly could. And I'll never forget that. I kind of want, I know the pictures are on my Facebook. I don't want to waste your guys' time, but let me see if I can just find this real quick. It's old. If I scroll way back here, I want to show you guys because it's hilarious because it just looks like me arm wrestling in a picture. But if you understand what's going on, I'm literally getting slammed after I just asked him, hey, can you take this? Can you take it easy? And he's hauling off and he's hitting as hard as he possibly can to the side for the camera. Oh, no, it's not in this one. Dang it. F. Well, I don't want to sit here for minutes while I'm cycling through all these, but let me see here. I got so many pictures of me and my daughter. Like she was so small. I love seeing those. Like, I don't know. Sorry. That was when she was first born right there. That was, and I was just holding her in the room. This is my first time meeting John Brzee. Went to Vegas. I know, this is weird. Me and Andre Pushkar. I got to meet him. Me and Zoloev. Me and Arsen Liliev. And this is like peak. Me and Big Rich Lupkes. This is early Derek. This is Derek, like the beginning of arm wrestling. But yeah, these pictures, Todd Hutchings, when he pulled that arm fighter. But yeah, now these are the ones, man. When she was a little baby. Okay, I'm being cheesy. That's not what I want to show you guys. It's just you see those, and those are great memories. This is my second. Okay, I don't want. We can do this. This would be a whole show. Me going over all my pictures. I just want to find the one of Don slamming me as hard as he can. Oh, hey, wait. This one's kind of relevant though. You guys know who that is? No, that's me. That's the reason I'm in arm wrestling. That is, if he didn't exist, I would not be an arm wrestler. I would not be here doing the show right now. That is Ethan Fritchie. That is the man that beat me at the video game tournament, that got me hooked on arm wrestling and made me start pursuing this. Yeah. The man. Dude, where is this? Damn it, I can't. Looking through photos just makes me want to stop, like think about each time. Where is it? Okay, whatever. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it in time. And now I'm just draining you guys. I'm sorry. I'll just. Man, it was a cool photo. Whatever. All right, whatever. Anyway, it happened. Okay, there was a Carolyn member for 35 months. Thank you, Carolyn, for always hanging out. You're part of the crew, Carolyn. If people ask, like, off the top of my head, like, who are the people that are in your chat? Who always supports you? Carolyn, you're coming to mind immediately, always. So thank you. And he says, Brian, come to Winter Blast 21st March in PA and call out Big Laws for a knuckles up match. That would be cool. Winter Blast is awesome. Amazing tournament. I would definitely, if you guys are able anywhere near in that side of the country or have the ability to travel, I definitely recommend going to Winter Blast, guys. It is a fun ass tournament. It is packed full. Someone clip that and please send that if I can help promote that event. I would love that. Yeah, in any way, shape, or form. Great event, packed full of people. And Carolyn, thank you for always being a member. I'm way behind in the chat, you guys. I'm gonna kind of speed read a little bit. I know I always go pretty quick, but I'm gonna try to even go faster. Caveman Derek versus Kratzy. Ooh, that'd be fun. But he's a heavy. Is he even a heavyweight? I think he might even be able to make below heavyweight. Brian versus Auden. I wouldn't want that to be an actual match on a card, but if they were right there in this room, they start arm wrestling, I would glance. Dave Anderson says needs more push-ups. Robert Kelly, damn, Carolyn is OG. Yes. On this channel for sure. Legend of Nelda says, that said, where's the loyalty? It's just like because you went on a losing streak, they dump you. Not cool. I don't know. I'm not going to say that's what's going on. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything back. It's kind of, I feel like I was talking to a lot of promoters and all these people. I was hot and I haven't heard anything in a while. So, but then maybe it's on me, man. I haven't been doing as much as I could. I've been putting out a lot of videos. I've been putting myself in the community a ton. So maybe that's partly on me as well. I don't know. You cannot just attend as a fan. Yeah, I don't have money. I don't have money to attend anything, guys. Your boy is living check to check, weekend to weekend right now for sure. I cannot afford to call off work and to go attend a tournament just to hang out and watch at all. For this video game tournament, I changed in all my change. I had a change bucket I've been saving for the last like 4 or 5 years. Big protein bucket right here. I had this thing full. I've been putting quarters, everything in here a lot because I have cash on me usually, and so I've been working at a gentleman's club for 3.5 years or whatever it is. So all the change I put in this, and it was about to here. It was probably about the top of this white line, full of lots of quarters. Like I don't want to say mostly quarters, but maybe mostly quarters. And I just changed this in just so I go on this trip to Vegas because I really want to see all my old friends that I hung out with for years, and I hadn't seen them in it was the 20-year anniversary for Halo, so I kind of had to go. And that still, I don't regret it, but man, I needed to work. So yeah, I definitely cannot just go attend as a fan. I have to find a way to have it covered and hopefully get paid to do it. To be honest, that's where I'm at right now, sadly. Never Stop Pulling says, everyone leave a like on the stream. What are we at? We are at 47 people, 28 likes, you guys. If you can hit the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you guys. Help this get found a little bit. Carolyn, any boy see Eddie Hall Q&A for 2 days ago? He's going to have a dang MMA match in due course, I think. Oh, good. James Clark says, Big D, did you watch the H2 event? Your boy Karma. I was there, James. I got my own interview the day before, 2 days before. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we were there all 3 days. On Friday, I was on stage getting interviewed. Wait, because I'm being really lame right now and showing you guys stuff. That was this weekend. See me in the middle? I got interviewed. I was on the main stage. They took me up and they had a whole production company and stuff like that. And I got to talk about arm wrestling because all my gaming friends know me. My gamer tag in gaming was Killin, KILL3N. That's what I went to for years. Like I was pretty well known in it. Like I got to the point of signing autographs and stuff. So they call me Killin at that tournament. Killin, like in video game tournaments, they call you by your gamer tag. I know it seems weird. And but I changed everything to AW Derek. Even my gaming stuff, everything's AW Derek now. And so they took me on stage, but it was super supportive, man. I got so much support from people I knew for years in gaming, and they're still following me and my progress. They're still following the whole arm wrestling thing. And so they took me on stage. They were super excited to ask me all the arm wrestling questions and talk about, what I'm doing in my life and all that stuff. And they promoted the crap out of this channel and they promoted me. And it was great. It was a great experience. Loggy says, would you pull someone like Arif Ertem? The thing is, I'm not afraid to pull anyone. Like, it's arm wrestling. I will pull Levan. I'm not saying I'll beat him. Now, do I think I can beat Arif Ertem? I think with proper training and prep, yes. I believe in myself. So yeah. Or do you have some specific names in mind? I have purposely not been thinking like that. I've just been trying to one foot in front of the other and make it to the Philippines. That's it. I'm not really thinking beyond that at all. Who would you win? Who would win, you or Captain Biceps? I don't know who Captain Biceps is, Markish. Allegedly, Taki Poppy says you versus Brian. Maybe one day. Rob's Gadgetry says, where is this King of the Table, Florida? Sorry, I haven't kept track. Atlantic City. Oh, they locked it in Atlantic City? I haven't heard of where they locked it in at. That's interesting and odd. Smash the like button. The board master has spoken, says Robert Kelly. Jen says, think that's why Brian and Dev is doing the coaching with months apart, so there's time to digest and take into practice. Hopefully. Thoughts on Record Borman? I think he's amazing. I think he's young. I think he has a bright future. I think he can kind of go wherever he wants with it. And it seems like a smart kid, too. I would like to talk to him and just chop it up and see where he's at, pick his brain. But definitely interesting. Definitely someone to watch. Yeah. Javier Martinez. Yo, what up? There he is, my boy on my team. I messaged you back, Javier. Check that out. Conley family says, what's up, Derek? Just getting in. I don't know if anyone asked yet who wins today, Auden or Brian Shaw, since Devin says he's going there next week with a few people asked Devin that question. I haven't felt Auden, so I have no idea. It would be purely speculation. And I haven't felt Brian in a while. Obviously, as a human, Brian Shaw is wildly stronger than Auden Larry. Auden is a better arm wrestler. Auden's hand and wrist potentially in an arm wrestling sense, in terms of like pronation and stuff like that, could potentially be more conditioned. I want to say Brian. But I don't know. Auden is a very smart arm wrestler, man. Very smart arm wrestler. Knows what he's doing. So and I don't think they would have a real match. And if they did, I don't think we would ever see it. I don't think it'd be on camera. But I'm not sure, man. Like I said, I've never pulled Auden in my life, and I haven't pulled Brian in months and months and months, and he's been practicing once to twice a week. So I'm not sure. Adam Jensen. Don cracked the hell out of you. Don cracked. Oh, Don Hollywood. What I was talking about right there with the picture. I think he just went sideways. I think he just went like I don't even know if he top rolled or so cracked. I mean, if you mean cracked my wrist, I think he just went sideways through my arm. Connolly Family says also I went to my first arm wrestling show at that one in Orlando, and holy crap, dude, that was freaking awesome. My first one ever, and I got to witness John Pole. So cool, dude. Man, yeah. When you're doing your first in arm wrestling and it's your first time meeting said pro or going to a tournament or experiencing things, man, that is like the best. People undervalue how important and how fun it is when you're new at something or when you have insane amount of passion for it. Like, I'll never forget that day, that picture I showed you guys, me meeting John Brzezinski. I'll never forget it. I know exactly where we were sitting. I remember the whole interaction with John. I remember how insanely like in awe I was of John, and still am to an extent for sure. But like that's the exciting times, man. And people always want to speed through the beginning process. And one of the things Devin said when I first talked to him, like one of my very beginning months of me arm wrestling, so advice for me, he said, enjoy the ride and try not to get hurt. Enjoying the ride is like, it's such a big deal, man. It gets boring. It gets boring. I'm not even at the tippy top. I'm not saying I am, but like, it gets monotonous, 13 years in, like it loses some of its, magic, parts of it, not all of it. But like when you're new and stuff and everything's your first time seeing that or meeting that and doing like, man, that's the best. You get like goosebumps, man. You go leave there, you got a big smile on your face. Like, dude, I remember I sat down next to John Brzezinski at that table. And we were at a big dinner table, and everybody was there. Todd Hutchings was right across from me. John Brzezinski was right to my right. Michael Todd, Richard Lupkes, they were all there. Everybody was there with their wives and stuff. Gary Roberts was to my left. I'll never forget that. And I had bought 2 tall cans. We were in Vegas. I had 2 tall cans with me. And John said, oh, they have tall cans? Where'd you get that? And I said, do you want one of these? And he said, sure. And I gave him the beer. Huge moment for me. And then we drank that. We were having dinner. And then John got up from the table. Oh, I don't know where he's going. Came back, bought me a beer, bought me a tall can. I'll never forget that. And now as time went on, I've hung out with John a bunch of times, been to his house, trained with him, picked his brain a million times. We messaged each other. John's a buddy of mine. Awesome. Still look up to him a ton. But like that first time, man, the coolest. Let's see. After Devin finishes training with Brian Shaw, will you also train with Brian? I would love to. Never Stop Pulling said, Richard Lupkes is one of my favorites still. I'd personally put up 500 plus if he pulled in a match and was healthy. Yeah, I don't know how old Rich is. I know he's getting there, man. And I just hope he's taking care of himself. Richard Lupkes, if you guys have ever had the opportunity to meet this man. I mean, everybody says, Paul Lynn, nicest guy in arm wrestling. Maybe. But anybody that's met Rich would be like, and for some reason in my brain, and I have no idea. I haven't known Rich for like insanely long, like from when he first started arm wrestling and stuff back in the day. But something wants me to think that like he is, or last time I saw him, the scariest human being I've ever seen in person. Like physically imposing, scariest human being I've ever seen. And just looks like if he had a daughter, you would never want to date. Like just if that was her dad, like stay away. But the nicest human being in terms of like just personality, and just like you see him, hey Derek, how you doing? How's the family? How's everything going? Are you okay? Like that's how he talks, but coming from the scariest man I've ever seen. So I wonder if at some point in his life, maybe he used to be rough and rugged and was like acted the way he looked. And then I wonder if he like switched. I wonder if something happened, like he found Jesus or I don't know, or met his wife or something. I wonder if there was some like switch one day where he just became that guy, or I don't know if he was always like that guy. But when I watched the old videos of Rich, he was the scary. I mean, man, it's crazy to hear him being that nice when I saw him, when I met him when he was already a lot older. But I can't imagine when he was younger if he was like that too. That's just crazy. Richard Lupkes has a huge place in my heart, man. He is amazing. If you guys do not know who Richard Lupkes is, I recommend go do a YouTube search, run down that rabbit hole. Scariest dude ever, potentially one of the strongest human beings to ever. No, definitely one of the strongest human beings to ever arm wrestle. And like, had Rich been able to really get into the technical side of arm wrestling, dude, he could have maybe been the best ever. Like, and I think that any person that's been in the sport for a long time would agree. Rich, there was a time where Rich was supposed to be making a comeback, and I was offered a match, and I said yes. And just for a couple weeks, something like that, it was on the books. Like I was supposed to pull Richard Lupkes, and so I was scared out of my mind, right, to pull Richard Lupkes. But I'm like trying to, is there a way to win? How would I beat Richard Lupkes? Like tripping. And I messaged Devin. I always do that. I always message Devin and other top guys if I get a match, and I'm really just trying to look at other angles at that person. What do you guys think? What do you think of this person? What do you think? Where do you think he lacks? Where is he sharp? Where is he not so sharp? This and that. And I remember messaging Devin, and Devin said the craziest thing to me. He said, "Hook him." What? Dive into that giant, crazy strong arm? But basically, everybody has always been so afraid of Rich, rightfully so, that everybody runs. Everybody tries to top roll and get away from him. And he's just been so used to just holding on and crushing people and going sideways that apparently, like, if you have the balls and the strength to get in there deep and really get him like kind of palm up into a hook, he doesn't arm wrestle really well like this. He likes to have his hand flat and neutral. And when you put him in a weird spot, and so it kind of made me think a lot about Rich, and like he never really embraced, he was like the old school this, right? But when if you can force him out of that and make him into a more situation where he needs to be able to adjust to be more technically proficient, it wasn't his strong suit. But that also makes me think, man, he was so successful with applying minimal technique. Imagine if he was like embraced that side with all that strength and embraced top rolling and getting out there or strap pulling, all this, you know what I mean? Like, I really think Rich Lupkes potentially could have been the best ever. So I don't know, but we'll never really know. Either way, he is a legend, an absolute legend, and one of the best ever for sure. Just going like that, like that's crazy. Arts and Lillian necks and traps are neck and trap. Dude, at that time when I met him, yeah, it was crazy scary. Connolly family, whenever I get stuck going through my pictures because I got 4 young kids, I'll look at them for hours. Definitely great memories. Connolly, you feel me, man. You feel me. And me and my daughter are in a little sticky situation right now. And I'm in full parent mode. And yeah, so kind of when I see pictures and memories of her when she was a little baby, it kind of tugs at the heartstrings even more. Derek Lore, Record Science, yo! Thoughts on recent Reddit haters? That one thread was a bit dumb. I mean, that's the name of the game, man. If you guys don't know, I'm the head moderator, admin guy on the subreddit arm wrestling. We have like 50,000 people in there. Or what do we have? Are we 50,000? Somewhere around there. Anyway, a lot of people. And but just a lot of online crap talk, and people are just lost. People are just lost. And then Reddit is it's still a place where you can share your opinion, no matter how stupid it is, no matter how biased it is, no matter how many, like everything. You can share it under an anonymous name. Now, I think that's an important place for us to have in arm wrestling. And this is why, even though Devin went on a tirade and people get really mad about Reddit, I get it. But I'm happy that there's still a place where we can see the unfiltered, ugly, ignorant opinions of the arm wrestling community and arm wrestling fans, and see what they're really, really thinking when they pull no punches. And I think that's something that needs to exist. I think that it's great. I think people being held accountable, I understand for your words. As a man, you say something, be held accountable. We should know who you are, say it to my face, or at least say it on an account where I know who you are and I'll meet you and yada, yada, yada. I get that. I fully get that. But that also has people withhold a lot of their real opinions. So no matter how ugly it is, and we try to moderate it to an extent, nothing insane, but I like that there is a place where people can say stuff that they wouldn't normally say. And we can get real opinions on what people are really thinking about a person, a match, a promotion, this and that, and where the community is really leaning and what people are really thinking. No matter how stupid and how judgmental and just dumb it is, I'm happy that there is a place where if you want to know what everybody's thinking, go look and you can see. Robert Kelly, member for 24 months, says that 3.5 close tonight? Question mark. We might be able to give it a run. Maybe we can give it a run. We got like a half hour left ish. Maybe we can give it a go. Maybe we can give it a go. Let's see how the energy keeps up here. I'm gonna jump down just for a second. Joseph Bouchard with $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. I know. I'm sorry that was up there for a minute. I got on a tangent talking about other stuff. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate the love, man. Really, 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 really. I really appreciate the love. He says, here's to abundance and fun flowing in. Hey, man. Thank you. Just in general, here's to abundance. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the love, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Do you guys feel Some guys on Reddit. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna let it sit, and it's in my head anyway. If I'm bringing it up, it's already in my head. A couple times people said this, that when they talk about me, AW Derek, like people, other streamer stuff, or I think what's his name, Arm Wrestling News guy, he said it a couple times and stuff like, oh, Derek's on there begging for super chats. I just try to celebrate the ones I get with the board and the thank yous, and that's authentic. I'm seriously saying thank you. I understand that someone just gave me, a full grown ass man, with money, like, and I understand what that means. I work for money. I understand how valuable money is, and so I'm genuinely like thankful for it. But begging for super chats, I don't know. Is that the vibe I give off? I'm begging for super chats. I just want you guys to know I'm super appreciative of them, and to celebrate people that do it. Put them on the board and stuff. And thank you. What can I do? How can I celebrate you or make you feel awesome or special? Cool. I'll put you on the board. I don't know, but I've heard that a few times. Some people have like said that I've gotten that jab a few times, that Derek's begging for super chats, which is, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm begging for them. I just try to be appreciative of the ones I get. I don't know. If I said like all the time, like, oh, if you guys give me some super chats, or, oh, you want me to read that? Give me some super chat, or, oh, you want me to close that 3.5? Oh, super chat me money. Like, if I was doing that all the time, then I would feel more like I'm begging for them. I would get that angle. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to sit on that topic for too long. Kind of weird. James Clark. James Clark says the H2 event was worth going to, though. Glad you were able to make it out there. Yes, me too. It was awesome. Sam says already did what? Good day, Derek. What's up, Dominic? James M says let's go. DF says we should set your OBS up for YouTube so you can share that on screen. Share what on screen, DF? I'm sorry. I know I'm probably behind. You're probably referencing something I was talking about a couple minutes ago. Do you have any upcoming East vs. West King of Table match in the talks? No, I mean the February thing is technically an East vs. West sanctioned match. It's like a Challenger Series thing, but that's about it. Rob's Gadgetry says, have you seen the Eddie Hall progress vids with Neil Pickup? Thoughts? I have not. I've been hearing about them. I should go back and watch those. Mark KDX Ryder says Brian smashes Auden. I don't know. I understand that Auden is very advanced arm wrestler. It would just be a pure strength thing. Does he have enough to stop Brian? I saw Auden put the brakes on Rob Vigent. Not like hardcore, and they were after pulling, but still, Auden can generate a significant amount of pressure. He is not weak. He's not weak at all, guys. So I'm not saying he's insanely strong, but he's definitely nowhere near weak at all. Loggy says that's epic. Grizzly Casey, what up? There's my boy Grizzly. Grizzly, I'm concerned. I got sent a video because Grizzly Casey here does the professional slap fighting thing. Giving us all bad name, Grizzly. You're the one making people ask me if I do slap fighting. But anyway, I recently got sent a video of a guy getting slapped, and I don't know if this is CGI, if this is real, but the dude's eye socket caved in, and you see his eye sink after he gets slapped. Is that real? Casey, I'm concerned. I mean, you're pretty thick-headed, so I don't. You got some dense bones, but man, don't let that happen to you, bro. That's scary. Mark ADXR, do you see Reno right arm is blown out? No, I haven't heard anything about that. Robert Crane says, no, F that guy. I think you're referring to people saying I beg for that. Rob says, no, I'm not a member, so I haven't seen much, just the YouTube vids. Carolyn, Derek, you rock. You are so authentic and consistent on your journey. You allow us to follow FTG. They're just jealous. Hey, thanks, Carolyn. Legend says, if you were begging for super chats, you would stream more than once a week. LOL. True. Robert Kelly says, let's ease up about the board. It's mine. Derek isn't even allowed to take it down. It just stays up there. DF says, your appearance on the Halo tourney on your phone. Oh, you want to put that on Twitch? We can talk after this, DF. We'll talk after I get off here about that. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Taki says, don't listen. Just be you, brother. He's just trying to make content out of you. Oh, content out of me. Yeah. You aren't begging for super chats. Don't listen to them, dumb troll. Thanks, James. Armenian arm wrestler. Yo, what up, dude? James Rissy, does King of the Table allow spectators open to the public? Yes, you can buy. Last I heard, I think I remember correctly, you can buy a ticket. King of the Table's never really been in the United States, so this is gonna be a first for that. But in Dubai, you could buy a ticket and go watch. I remember watching that. man, I love going to these events, man, especially the ones like King of the Table that allow fans in, especially in the United States, man. Because I love meeting all of you guys and being able to chop it up with everybody, hear everybody's story about, hey, I just got an arm wrestling 2 months ago and this and that, and they want to talk, or, my son's into this and, any advice. And that, like, I mean, the in-person interaction, and honestly, the best part about arm wrestling. Yeah. The best part that arm wrestling has to offer, I think, and I think anybody that's an arm wrestler in the chat will agree with me, is the in-person arm wrestling community. In person, not online. The in-person arm wrestling community is the shit. It is the shit, man. I've been in part of different communities. I played college basketball. I was a professional video game player. The in-person community in arm wrestling is so welcoming and warming. There's none of this stuff you see online. There is no hate. Everybody's super cool. You could go anywhere. I'm 1,000,000% confident that if I posted, hey, stuck in X city, whatever city, name any city in the United States or probably in North America, including Canada, I could post, hey, I'm stuck in this city, and I guarantee there's an arm wrestler that would not only let me stay at their house, but would come pick me up as well. I guarantee. And I feel confident that any arm wrestler that, people know you're an arm wrestler, know of, that was in the same situation would be able to receive the same treatment. Like we are a very open, welcoming, loving community in person. And that's one of the things that brings everybody back, man. That is it. So in person, when you go to these tournaments, everybody's so cool. Everybody's so nice. Everybody's so, eager to talk and happy to see each other and stuff. Like that's the awesome part. And when you get so caught up in this online bullshit, sorry, I don't curse too much on here, but sorry, that like you forget sometimes how awesome the community is in person. And back in the day when I first got into it, and the internet was just, arm wrestling was just getting going on the internet really when I got into it. But before that, I can only imagine how awesome it was and how much everybody held dear the arm wrestling community, the in-person, the actual community. So if you guys, anybody in here, man, if you guys know what I'm talking about and you guys have been part of, you've been in tournaments, you understand what I'm saying, please make it known in the chat. Let it be known. Like if you guys know what I'm saying, or if you agree with me or not. Yeah. Atlanta says, Carolyn, what's up? Someone was asking about you in our arm historian stream. Good. Everybody should be asking about Carolyn. Today's interview with Aussie arm wrestler, major ligament separation in the elbow, will be off the right for a year estimated. Dang. Reno? Major ligament separation in the elbow. That's horrible to hear. Reno, man, that a year? That if this is true, that makes me think Reno might be more natural than I thought. And I have no idea. It's pure speculation. But if it's going to take him a year at 20 years old or whatever he is, 19, 18, that young, a year to heal up, it sounds like he's healing natural. Huh. Interesting. I hope he heals up, and I hope it's sooner than that. He's the man. Big props. But when I read that, I think a year. People come back from arm breaks, arm wrestling sooner than a year. Wow. Huh. People have full torn biceps and stuff, and they come back faster than a year. And he's young. A year. Please heal up, Reno. You are the man. Super nice dude. I got to meet him when I was in Dubai last time. Got to talk for a little bit. Like, great kid. Love him. Taki says we need an arena just for arm wrestling like UFC, so we can have a main building in America. Things are moving, man. Things are moving in the sport. It is a big time to be into it. That's for sure. Robert Crane says college b-ball. Did you see Thor and Brian play basketball? You got to play Brian. That's video. Yes, I saw that. And don't get me wrong, I haven't shot a hoop in years, right? And I'm not saying I would be great. But, man, they're so big, it's hard for them to even – they're so muscle-bound and thick. Like, can't even – I mean, I can still – you know what I mean? Like, I can still – you know what I mean? So, And I was surprised neither one of them dunked it for the horse. I think I'd take it to them. But they also have worked out their legs. And I haven't. And I haven't ran and stuff like that and jumped. I know I can still jump. I checked it. I can still dunk it very easily. I went to my daughter's volleyball practice. It was in the high school gym. They had the hoops down. I can very easily dunk it two-handed. Not a problem still. But they work out their legs and stuff and mobility for a strongman. I haven't touched that in years, so I don't know how much that would limit me if I actually played. But yeah, I'll smoke them. Lagia says, I went to a club once and it was incredibly warm and welcoming. Couldn't stick with it due to real life reasons, but I will definitely get back to it one day. Hey, Lagia, I hope you do get back to it, man. And either way, I love having you around here, bro. You are the person I rely on the most for all my information to make sure I get the names right. Potty Mouth Atlanta says, poor Reno bros, just too strong up. Legend of Nelda says, how much you weighing, Derek? About 330. I actually haven't weighed myself in a while. I need to. I'll try to do that by next Wednesday. I'll try to weigh myself this week, and so I'll give you guys a true answer. Jen says, hell yeah, it's the same in the community here in Sweden. Yeah, I think it is around the world, man. It's so rare to meet an arm wrestler in person that is just everybody hates. It's a dick that is just like, it's happened a few times, but they're just so ostracized and no one wants to deal with them and no one will invite them to anything. And they're just like, they just burn themselves out. Like they'll burn all their bridges and they don't get invited to anything and no one wants to have them over and no one wants them at their tournaments and no one wants to practice with them. And like, so all the people that are real a-holes just kind of fizzle out. Recovery is 1 month to a year. That's a pretty big gap. Anywhere between 1 month and a year. Dang. 20 said Mark KDX Rider. Okay. Dave Anderson said, sorry he was injured and that he was on Aussie channel. Oh, Dave. Remember, Jake's still my friend. I know everybody else, other people have problems with him. Jake's my boy still. So that is a Dave perspective, not a Derek perspective. Legend of Nelda says, Derek, at your peak, could you beat Caitlin Clark in 1v1 b-ball? Yes. 100%. No doubt in my mind. I'm way bigger. And especially when I was playing and I was in shape, I was 6'8", 220. I would have murdered Caitlin Clark. She is amazing, by the way. That's not a knock on Caitlin. I was good at basketball. I was really good. I knew how to dribble. I could shoot and all that stuff. She could probably shoot a ball better than me. But the thing is, she would have, and I could move back then side to side. I played college basketball. No. Because I could score whenever I wanted. I would drive by her. I could back her down and post her up. And then she would have to make every single shot. And I'm a lot bigger than her. So she'd have to shoot over me contested consistently. And also, if we're playing with a men's ball, it's going to be a lot harder for her. So I have no doubt. If she had an amazing game, it's possible. But if she made one mistake, then I could score at will. It'd have to be like fadeaway threes. It'd have to be some crazy shots from her. Robert Crane says, are you saying right here on this live stream you can dunk? Yes. 100%. 1,000,000%. Yeah. 8-foot hoop. Sorry, Dave. Stop. Hello, Derek and chat. What up, Andy? What's going on? Cowabunga, no way she would own you, says Dave. Back then, no. Right now, potentially, I'm too slow. So I couldn't go side to side. So she could probably be fast enough to go around me, I'm guessing. The hip flexors to let me go side to side, those are gone. That's one of the first things I lost after I stopped playing basketball and I tried again like a year or two later, is I realized my first step side to side was way slower. So without working my legs and my hips, I won't be fast side to side. The only way I would be able to score on her right now with my shot being absolutely horrible would be to very slowly and very controlled, post her up and slowly back her all the way down, hoping that she would try to go around me quick and then I could spin and get something like that. But other than that, she would be better than me in every facet besides just using my strength and size. So she would be the favorite to win 1v1 right now, one-on-one for sure. 100%. I'm realistic, man. I'm not. Yeah, I had her covered back in the day. That's right. Mark KDX Rider. Legend Nelda, we request a dunk video. I have one. And this is in flip-flops. Wait, I took this. I had Emma take a video of me dunking. Where is it? Hold on. You guys want to see a dunk video? This was months ago when we were at the gym. I think it's still here on my phone. It should be. So I remember I showed a few people like, look, you can still get up. Where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna show you guys. And I'm in flip-flops. So this isn't like no warm-up. This is just like, hey, watch. Oh, man, those pictures can't. Okay. Where is it? Sorry, it was requested, guys. I don't mean to go through my phone like this. They requested it, so I got to find this video. I forgot that video's in here. I remember handing Emma my phone saying, film this. And I go dunk it. Did I erase that? No, there'd be no reason I would erase it. Where is it? Where is it? How long ago was it? Now. Was it on her phone? And she sent it to me? No way. Stop the cat. Stop the cat. Well, maybe I don't have it in here. Damn it. That was a pretty cool video. I wanted to really show off my athleticism. My old guy athleticism. I feel like I've been on this phone way too much this stream. This is odd for me. I just want to show you guys me being cool and dunking it. Dude, was it pre-Dubai? Ugh. I'm the worst at knowing where things are. All right, I guess there is no video of this. Emma, you failed me. That's it. I'm yelling at her next time I see her. She failed me. She didn't save the video or something. Oh, that's a year. I'm already back a year now. But you guys, I promise there's a video of me dunking it. And Emma filmed it. And she erased it. She sabotaged me. Okay, I'm putting this down. I can't find it. I promise. All right, I'm gonna do it again. That's it. Okay, when I go to a gym, I'll do it again. Sorry. So I have so many photos on my phone. I'm sorry. Okay, what are we at? We're at 5:53. It's almost 6 o'clock, guys. We usually wrap this up by 6. Take a break real quick, or not a break, but pause real fast, you guys. To say, please click that thumbs up button if you guys are in here. Please like the video. Also, please check out if anybody in here has a channel, let us know, and we'll post a link of your channel in the chat. You guys are always promoting other arm wrestling channels or any channel, really trying to help out anybody in the community, really, especially if you're an arm wrestler, though, and spreading the good word of arm wrestling. Also, if you guys get a minute, please check out my Twitch channel where I've been streaming video games. I love it when arm wrestling people come in there and I get to chop it up or chat about arm wrestling while I'm gaming. So please check that out. That's twitch.tv/AWDerek. And then we have the gaming channel as well. Also, check out the AW Switch. Get yourself shirts, hats, stickers, things like that. Get a discount code AWDerek. And is that all the things? I think that might be all the things. Jamie said he's shutting down NatFit. I don't know if it's permanent or for a while, but it made me sad, man. So I guess I shouldn't promote NatFit anymore. That sucks. I love NatFit. But yeah, I think that's all the things I want to plug real quick. Croc Dunk, LFG says the Evans Forum. I think it was just slides. I was wearing slides. Great Grand Imperial and Cap says Jerry's losing weight after he said he'd gain weight. Well, it's up to him if he wants to be at a big weight disadvantage, meaning y'all can't complain if Levan wins. I don't think anybody's complaining. Has anybody said that Jerry's the favorite? Like Jerry's going to win. He's the favorite in the match. I don't know if I've heard that. It's usually an argument of how much of a chance does Jerry have. I don't think I've heard people predict Jerry's going to beat Levan. So I think there's a big difference of people who you want to win and who you say is the favorite to win. I feel like, at least for me, there's a big difference. Organized says, Dave, I'm sorry, it's a phone, man. Legend of Nelda says, Derek, are you still with Bridget? Yes. Connolly family says, Derek, do you think Brian will do after pull at King of the Table? I don't know. And if there's no cameras, maybe. Procrastinator says Jerry had plenty of useless weight that'll benefit him getting rid of. Dave Anderson says Emma's not old enough for a phone. No reason Brian would have to pull all negative, says DF. Luke 19 says, I'm so nervous for an injury in both the Jerry and Brian match. I hope that there is no injury, man. I really hope so. Because that's one of the big things I put, when talking about Brian and his potential and how fast and the pace, and I think he can reach a high level if he remains uninjured. That's hard. It's hard to remain uninjured. And he is at a prime candidate for injury due to his age, due to the amount of muscle mass he has, his inexperience, things like that. Like, he's at a high level for potential injury. And so he really has to be careful with it and take his time. I really hope Brian doesn't get injured. If I hear Brian getting injured, like especially any kind of serious injury in arm wrestling, I'm going to be like, it will ruin my day. That's for sure. Mark K. Dix Rider says, I'm against the I'm not going to read that out loud, but Mark, okay. I'm glad you could laugh about that. Robert Keller says, too bad there isn't a video of 3.5 closing tonight. Atlanta says, dunking flip-flops is crazy work. There you go. DF sharing the AW Switch. My channel is on the hub. Hang out on, and I'll grab it to share jokes. Says, or 20 push-ups. DF sharing the Twitch link. Joe Nelson, that's a bummer about NatFit, end of an era. Yeah, I know. I don't know if it's permanent, though, or if it's just like this phase in his life. He's shutting down for a little bit. Going to get back into it. I'm not sure. I know he's been focusing on the restaurant he opened up and his family. He has a bunch of kids and wife and doing all the things. So Connolly Family says, I have a family channel always making cool, funny family stuff. Hey, check that out, everybody. Connolly Family. I give Jerry 1% chance, says Robs. Dang. Should record next Duncan Crocs, not even in 4-wheel drive. Oh, it's not in sport mode. Great Grand Imperial Ancap says, no, I'm talking about the weight difference as an excuse. Corey McPhee says, Derek, more matches and start going beast mode. You need to go for the goals. Go for the goals again. Definitely more exciting. Hungry Derek is definitely more exciting and entertaining and fun to keep up with. I know this, guys. I know. Carolyn sharing the Connolly family animals and fun. Minimum age 25. Oh, Dave's saying about having a phone. I didn't get a phone until I think I was 18 when I got my first cell phone. And I got my first car. I was like 17, 18. But it was a flip phone. You know what I mean? I mean, Dave Anderson, you're like 74, so your first phone was like probably a house phone, right? Like a rotary phone. Did you carry that with you? Was it? Oh, you had one with a really long cord, so you'd walk around the house with the really long cord, the rotary phone, or were you more like the one where the thing's on the wall and it has this, and you hold up the thing to your ear, and then you call the operator and they would patch you through? Dave, is that what you were into? Is that? I'm forgetting. Joe Nelson, who's commentating King of the Table? Did you get the call? I hope so. No, Joe, I haven't heard anything, man. I've offered a few times. I would love to. It's in the United States. Who are they going to choose in the United States to comment over me? I mean, I get they usually have Ray and Neil, but and Jake and stuff, but we're in the United States. Of the United States commentators, you're going to have Travis? Travis, Uncle John. I haven't caught up with Uncle John in a while. Is he still putting out videos? And I don't mean that sounds very haterish. I haven't been watching any YouTube stuff. Has John been active lately? I'm genuinely asking that. That kind of sounds like a slight at John. I love John. He's awesome. But I have a background with King of the Table, so I would assume I would be one of the obvious choices to be a commentator in the United States. Tarek Union, sup, Big D? Off topic. Who you got? Tyson versus Paul? It's like I haven't been following. Like a lot of the hype died down since the match got canceled the first time and stuff, and so I haven't really been following it too much. I've been seeing a lot of people saying Tyson looks like an absolute beast right now, but even at the end of his career, he was getting knocked out more and more, and I don't think that goes away. You don't start getting, I think once that starts going, then it's like you can get knocked out easier and easier and easier. I want Tyson to win. I think everybody wants Tyson to win. I don't know who wants Jake Paul to win. Will Tyson win? Jake Paul's younger. He's not bad. He's not horrible. I'm just going to say Tyson wins. I don't even know where I put the prediction in terms of what will actually happen, though. But I want Tyson to win. I guess that's all I can say. I'm just worried that in Tyson's age and how easily he could get dropped if he gets the wrong shot. I don't know. Al Smith says, where do you think Devin is left arm supers right now? In the world? So Devin is – I would like to see Devin and Corey West left-handed. Wait, did they pull? Wait, what? As that was leaving my mouth, it sounded stupid. Wait, did they pull? No, they haven't actually had a match, right? They haven't had an actual match, Devin and Corey West? Right? Am I tripping? Why do I feel like they did? But was it an after pull somewhere? Have they pulled left-handed? Am I tripping on Devin and Corey? Am I tripping? No, they didn't pull. Okay. I would be interested to see that in North America. Besides that, I think saying Devin, so North America, Devin is, I think, inarguably top 2 or 3 left-handed in North America. Now, in the world, I don't know, man. I don't know. And styles make matchups too. Like, I'll say, without putting too much thought into it, I'll say Devin is top. I think he's top 10. Remember, guys, what Camille did. And I get it. He looked impressive against Morozov in that moment. I get that. But remember what Camille did at the same time. So I think there's styles. And then imagine if you pulled Vitaly, who's uber strong left-handed and top roll. So I think it depends on the matchup. I do think there's guys. I don't think if Devin pulls Camille right now, the outcome changes very much from what it did the first time. So I think it depends on who he pulls. But top 10, top 12, maybe somewhere in there, I'm guessing. In the world. Derek, you're way better than Devin. I hope you get to be in Brian's corner. Oh, you mean that you're saying as a coach? I think we coach different. I think Devin, like I said, Devin, he's throwing gems out, diamonds. I think that I try to put a lot of work and thought into someone's base and building them as an arm wrestler, building them, not just saying facts and things I see, just thinking about what do they need to hear right now? What's the next important step for them to grow? I think that way. But I've also been very engaged in running my team for like 13 years and teaching people from day one and all the baby steps and stuff like that. And so I think we just teach differently. DF says cell phones weren't invented until you're 18. Mac, yo, what up? Any chance you'd cut to something closer to your b-ball weight and pull 115s? Plenty of matches there. Man, that'd be a big cut. It'd be all about how I could cut it in terms of maintaining strength. DF says Dave had soup cans and string. And Cap says, Derek, you got to win some big tourneys, then move up to something international, then compete against rankers to climb up to potential top 15. Like, you think I should do that in terms of like me growing? Or you're saying I have to do that to get a shot at top 15? Because I'm still pretty confident right now that if I felt proper. The training everything was tip top. I was at strongest of all time ever been. I could just message Engin or Don or a number of people and say, hey, give me a match, and I'll get a match against a guy that's top 15. If I beat him, I'm top 15. So I wouldn't have to do all that stuff. You have to do that stuff to build a name. I have a name. Like that if you're talking about just getting opportunities, go to win big tourneys, move up something international, compete against. Yeah, you do that if you're trying to build your name. I've already have a name and I have the contacts. I just have to be strong enough to win. That's it. Like to get top, to be ranked top 15. Corey McPhee says, today's society, she isn't too young. It's a nice way to be connected. And also she can have for emergency reasons. Oh, cell phone, daughter. Got it. Jake isn't going, says Joe, so it should be you. Legend of Nelda says, Derek at 115 would be competitive. Derek versus Sagov or Machuchenko. Damn. Thank you for the high praise, man. Dave Anderson says, I did use a satellite phone for work, size of a car battery. Legend says, John dropped the uncle part. He is the mastodon now. He's not coming commenting he has a radio gig. Aussie is sad he left their show. So John's not doing anything for arm wrestling right now? Or is he still doing arm wrestling content? You don't get your chin back. That's true, says Atlantis. Procrastinator says, while Travis does have the occasional great one-liners in his commentary, I'd honestly much prefer you in his place. I cringe at Travis' commentary more often than not. I understand that. Dave Anderson says Tyson will own Punk. Oh, sorry. Hopefully. Joe Nelson, no, they didn't pull. No, they were supposed to. Gotcha. Luke 19 says he did beat Pavlo, but that was a bit of a cursed weekend. Loggy says, why don't they pull at King of the Table 13? Perfect opportunity for that. That would be interesting. Devin beats Pablo, who is current number one left-handed in North America. Has Pablo pulled Corey? I get it. Pablo beat Cody Merritt, and Cody Merritt beat Corey. Wait, I thought Corey beat Cody Merritt last time they pulled. I know they pulled a bunch of times. I thought Corey beat him the most recent time. Am I tripping? Or do they have another match after that and Cody beat him? And I think Devin beats Pablo. I think he is a bad matchup stylistically for Pablo. Al Smith, when's your next pro match? It's supposed to be February, the Philippines. Procrastinator says Devin's left arm now is already significantly improved over his left against Camille. I don't put too much stock into that match. He barely trained left at that point. GA says, howdy, Derek. Do you think that promoters should have a code of conduct that prohibits specific extreme behavior but allows the wrestler to express their individuality? I'm trying to think of how far it would go or how far someone would go if there wasn't a code of conduct. And I want to know, is there one at UFC? I don't know. And I'm genuinely asking that. Is there a code of conduct at UFC? What do they have to do to get banned? Because Connor, when he was going at it, like he's making fun of their religion. He's calling them every name in the book. He went ham. And is it a bad thing, right? But that's not, it's kind of on them, I feel. I'm not opposed to the idea. It's not like a black and white, yes, no. I feel like at some extent, it's on them. If an arm wrestler decides he wants to make crazy videos talking crazy and he loses half his followers, or if the promotion deems it, okay, you've damaged your name too much, you're now losing our pay-per-view sales due to the crazy shit you're saying, we don't want you to have a match. Like, you're out. Like, they should have that power. That, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know the line. I do think it can be engaging to an extent. Before is at some point I could see it being damaging the pay-per-view sales. Like if enough people realistically say that they refuse to watch any card that Devin is on, that's a problem due to his antics. That's a problem. It's a problem for Devin, and it's a problem for the promoters, and a problem for the sport. You know, like if he goes to that extreme where people will not watch because there's Devin Leonard there, he's offended too many people. That's a real problem. I get it. We can all say that whatever, they're soft, toughen up, but it's still a problem. That means there's not people buying the pay-per-view. That means there's less money going to the sport, less opportunity for promotions, less opportunity for people to get into the sport. It hurts our sport if that is the case. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't want to blindly say, yes, they should have a strict code of conduct. But I guess, yeah, GA, kind of like the way you're wording it, still, but allow the wrestler to express their individuality. Yeah. I would need to read it over kind of a little bit and kind of see how hardcore they're being. It's just not smart. I don't think it's smart for anybody to be able to go at somebody's, let's say, religion, family, well, religion especially, man. Talk about a dividing topic, right? Talk about losing people and pissing millions of people off, like that, or anything that alludes to that, or potentially your country, like making fun of someone's country. That can be very offensive. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Jens Wingstrom says, you should vlog your Alpha Empire practices every now and again. Would be cool to see. I was thinking about setting up a stream for those. DF says, dual pumpkins now. And Kev says, Derek, I'm talking about leveling up because Are you sure that even with your high-level training that you'd be competitive against the top 15 pullers? Yes. Legend of Nelda says, John is training to pull. I think he's top 10 left-handed. John? Oh, John, Uncle John. Okay. When you said John for some reason, I think John Brzezinski for a second. I think he's top 10 left-handed in North America now. He's not doing the arm wrestling content like he used to, though. He says online arm wrestling is toxic. I mean, I understand that. Oh, is he top 10, really? Maybe me and Uncle John need to have a left-handed match. Am I still top 10? Left-handed? Am I still in the rankings top 10? Wait, let me look. Am I still top 10? I'm on my phone again. In the middle of a stream. This one is going to be quick, and I am currently – I'm 10th. They don't have John in the top 10. Wait, is he super or is he not? Oh, he's top 10 242s. He's number 6 left-handed in 242s. Forgot he got healthy. Philippines, DF says, Mike, Luke 19, Dana White is superposed to code of conduct stuff. Luke 19, unless it's throwing UFC under the bus. There we go. Tarek Union, Derek / Travis is my go-to commentary. Thank you, man. Wake up with the $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the love. This message could even say something hateful. I haven't even read it yet. But thank you for helping out and contributing to the channel, man, and contributing to the growth and helping me out. Thank you. Thank you. And he says, when was the last time you practiced with Brian? When was that, guys? How many months ago was that? Was it 4 months? 3? I feel that it feels like 3 or 4 months, and maybe longer. 5 months? 3 months. Jen says 3. I lose track of time, man. 3 months, says Jen's. If he recalls, I don't know if anybody else recalls. Somewhere around there. Because I went out there to help to set him up with his team, to introduce him to the local arm wrestlers that created his team that he's practicing with weekly. I went out there to help establish that and to work on stuff with Brian. So, yeah. He posted the video. The last video he posted of us was like a week or so after I left. Code of conduct in every sport, just like the world. Comes down to who's paying the bills or keeping the lights on and makes the rules. Max says Dana White kicked a fighter out of the UFC for taunting his opponent from a winning position and not finishing the fight when he had the chance. Oh, so you're referencing like that to Devin, what Devin did to Oleg. Yeah, but the one difference in that is it's not a very high level main strategy in UFC and mixed martial arts to just try to tire out your opponent, and because it's not as much of a strength based combat sport as arm wrestling. So to stop the match and not pin right away and get your opponent to tire themselves out and to keep fighting is a very big strategy in arm wrestling. So to say you got to pin him right away or you're out. Okay. So then that gets to the topic of taunting. So he's allowed to sit there and hold, but he can't talk. That's what we're getting into, because that's where the difference with MMA and this, it doesn't make sense for them to sit there and hold and not progress the fight. But it does make sense for Devin to sit and hold and not progress towards the pin. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Now, if we start talking about, though, the words and what he's doing in that time, I don't know. Was he supposed to be dead quiet? He's allowed to taunt the guy, try to piss the guy off so he keeps trying and he doesn't give up. What Devin doesn't want the guy to do is to be thinking clearly and to be like, I'm in a bad spot, give up. He wants him to keep fighting and burning himself out. So he's trying to piss him off and talk more shit. I don't know. It's cloudy. It's not as cut and dry as people think, man. DF says code of conduct sounds like something Ryan Espy would make up. Oh man, stop. Corey says enough of Devin talk. He isn't hurting the sport. LOL. 1.9 million and growing. If he was a problem, he wouldn't be growing. So I agree. I don't think Devin is damaging the sport. No, it's all hypothetical. I was saying hypothetical. If things got to a point where it was more, you know what I mean? Like just Hypothetical. Not that he currently is at all. Carolyn says, Derek, I wish we could recreate Wall for Brian. Paid people nearby cheering, etc. Not on table with a bunch of sheiks sitting at tables in a ballroom. We need Wall that grab people, new fans from YouTube. Wall was fantastic. They put on a great show in person. It was very electric and exciting. Now, they did have paid extras. They would bus in paid extras to be in the crowd. Fact. I was there. I was in the crowd. I know this for a fact. I would talk to them. Like we would have a good amount of arm wrestlers there, which they would charge us, actual arm wrestlers, local guys that would all come in. We had to pay entrance for the ticket to watch WAL, and then they would pay extras, random people, to be there. We paid, and they would pay extras to be there. Ooh, that was a little bit frustrating. I get it, and I don't get it. I get it, and I don't get it. I get it. So basically, we were paying for the extras, which I wouldn't even feel as mad about. Honestly, if they just put it that way, and said, hey, guys, everybody's here, pitch in. We're going to pay the extras to come in and fill in the seats for the cameras. That would, okay. You know what? I want the sport to grow that much, and I understand having a bigger crowd would make the sport grow on camera. I would pitch in for that. That's something I would put $5-10 towards. But like charging me and not charging them and paying them, I don't know. Without it being clear that my money was directly going to them, I don't know. That was a little bit frustrating. But the thing that was frustrating about them was that they didn't know anything. And they would just be yelling nonstop, like, guy in blue shirt, guy with hat. And then it was so funny because when they would pull out the strap, the refs, Bart Wood, and they would be like, strap it up. And the crowd would go, crap. And they would all start yelling. And all the extras that didn't know anything would chant, strap. Like they had no idea. Like the matches can be as exciting, if not more exciting, without a strap. But like, it's like they learned the word strap and they would just chant strap. Like they were chanting it like if it was a Coliseum fight and they're like, should we throw in a sword? Should we throw one sword in there for the two gladiators to fight over? And they were like, sword. Like they were just, it's strap. It's just a strap, so they don't come apart. Like what? I don't know. Sorry. But WL kept things exciting. They were very worried about the image and keeping things entertaining, and I think that's good. I think that will help things grow. I think they did a lot of things right. I think that the contracting and separating arm wrestling is horrible. I think that not allowing us to see matches sucks. And I think that was on PAL and WL together collectively, and that sucks. I hope that never happens again. That's why, like, when people compared Engen to that, Engen has all the arm wrestlers under contract, all the top guys. All the top guys are at East versus West, where they're not divided. That's what used to be the problem. We couldn't see the matches. We can see the matches now, so no problem. Wake up with a $5 super chat. Thank you again, man. Thank you. He says, if Brian keeps his training consistent like he is doing, you think he can beat anyone from the top 10 in 2 years? Top 10, you don't have to super chat again, Wake Up, but top 10 in North America or top 10 in the world? Just put that in the chat. Let me know. You talking about top 10 in America or in the world? Let me catch up with the chat while I'm waiting for you to answer me on that one. Wong Galt says a lot more people will watch because Devin is acting crazy than the other way around. Conor McGregor is proof. I agree. Bull tweed, deal with it, milk toast. What? That is such an old school burn. I don't even know what you mean, Roy. Jen says 3, I think. Okay, 3 months. Corey McPhee says Devin gets paid to be Devin. That's it. That's all. True. Procrastinator says definitely not a fan of paid fake fans, but no way that'd be necessary these days. Way bigger fan base that'll happily fill the room and pay to be there. I agree. After seeing like how the East First West event that Chance put on and how busy that was in the United States, I agree. I agree we can fill it, but that was a much smaller room than the auditorium that Wall would rent out. I think we could still fill. I think we could fill it up. Jen says I was kind of turned off by the actors in Wall. Yeah, I feel it. Devin DF says, wake up. Yeah, Corey McPhee. As for Brian Shaw, he handled Brandon and his buddy easy. Corey, Grizzly Casey, who's in here earlier, was the buddy that was in that video. His first official arm wrestler should be Chance Shaw, who will carry the name forward, LOL, and Chance is super heavyweight. Chance would 100% say yes. Chance wants that match. And Chance would take that match regardless of whether he thinks he could win it or lose it. Anybody would love to be the one to face Brian. It's, yeah, like, where's Chance ranked right now? I think I just looked. I think I'm 9th right-handed and 10th left-handed. A trained-up Chance, I have no doubt, would beat Brian. But Chance has a lot going on right now. A lot going on. So I don't know. I have to see that. I want to say by default I'll say Chance wins, but it depends. Like, if Chance ain't doing jack, then he might not. Brian definitely has very strong. Wake Up says world. Okay, top 10 in the world in 2 years. 2 years. No, I said originally. I said I think 3 years. And Brian's knocking on some very serious doors. Top 10 in the world is very serious doors. The world rankings only goes to top 15. So I think he's scratching that in about 3 years. If he does not get injured, he trains intelligently and efficiently, then I think 3. Not only does he have to gain the mechanics and the muscle memory of doing the right things, but he has to also, there's things he has to get stronger, straight up stronger. It's crazy to say in arm wrestling, like his pronation, things that are his rising, very specific arm wrestling strengths he still has to develop. And to get to know how to use all those and to get the experience to compete at that level. Remember, he still has to be able to beat them over a super match over rounds. So it's not just pure strength thing. So I said 3 years. I think Devin, I think a lot of people agree that have met Brian or pulled with him. In 3 years, he could be knocking on some very insane doors. I still stand by that. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you again. Let's see. Procrastinator says, on the subject of actors, did you see the recently uploaded Cadorette match? Was against some other random Polish slap fighter dude. Some of the worst acting I've seen. Yeah. Alex. I love Alex. He has a great heart. His head is in the right place. But, man, you're a horrible actor. I get it. He would crush that dude. And so you want to make it seem kind of interesting because they paid for him to be out there. But, man, I don't know. James says, I think he beats someone in the U.S., in the top 10 in the U.S. tomorrow. Really? Who? Who do you think in the top 10, James, that Brian beats tomorrow? Taki says, if Eddie stays on arm wrestling, he's going to bring a lot of drama like Devin. I don't think Eddie will stay in arm wrestling. I highly doubt it. That would be crazy. Red Catman says, hi, Derek. Have you ever entered a grip competition? I think you would do really well. You have a great grip. Yes. I've done two or three grip tournaments or grip competitions at Ode Haugen's gym. What's it called? The training facility. Anyway, I've done like 3 out there. I competed against Ode Haugen, Martins Lisi's, big No. Oh my gosh. Carl Meyerskoff, who's like the #1 grip guy in the world. Yeah, I've done a few. I love it, man. I love it. And but it's been a while. I had so much fun in grip competitions. If you guys ever get a chance to compete in a grip competition, do it. Especially if grip's not your favorite thing and you're just doing it for fun. So much fun. Because it's so the vibe and the energy, everything's so different from arm wrestling, man. You're having a good time. It's not awkward with you and your competitors. There's no like anger at them. You're just trying to beat your own score, your own lift, and see how far you can go and how much you could pick up before it falls out of your hand. Like it's fun. It's just a fun little thing. And so I've done like 2 or 3 of them. I would get like 3rd. So I never beat Ode, obviously. I never beat Martins, and I never beat Carl. I was competitive with Martins on some things. But I was up there. I would get like top 3 and 4 or 4th, like in the grip competitions when I did them. Thank you. Wake Up says super heavyweight in the world. Brian's Pronator says, what ranking website do you use? Did you make it to World Series of Wrestling arm wrestling in San Diego. I did not make the World Series of Arm Wrestling in San Diego. I had to work that weekend. And ranking website, I am so tongue-tied. Ranking website is the one that everybody's gone off of in North America since I've been in arm wrestling. It is the In the Hook rankings. It's a Facebook group. It's always been, that's it. It's everybody in North America, if you're an arm wrestler, goes off In the Hook. There's the other rankings that only started was like 4 or 5 years ago was Arm Fighter rankings, and that's just in the United States. I promote the Arm Fighter website all the time. I do not agree or like their rankings. I don't. I promote their site because they created the thing to find a local team. I think that's great. It helps out a ton of people get into the sport. Their rankings are pretty opinion based. I remember they moved me down because they moved Corey ahead of me because Corey beat Kretzy. Corey beat a Bulgarian guy, and that next day Corey was ranked above me. No, I'm not saying I beat Corey, but to make ranking moves, they do a lot of their rankings based on opinion and vibes, and so I don't really agree with that. But whatever. So I go off In the Hook rankings, which most arm wrestlers have always gone off of in North America. Legend Nelda says Brian Shaw is top 10 on North America right now. He'll be top 10 in the world by summer. Dang. All right. Corey says, I bet after Devin meets up with Brian this week in the video, I predict he tells the world Brian is now top 10 North America. I respectfully disagree. Brian is going to be a problem for anyone within 2 years, in my opinion. Yeah, he'll be a problem, but a problem is solvable, I think, by the top guys. I told Brian the same thing too. Arm wrestling, Mario. You remember progression slows down, guys. As you get into this, progression slows down, and experience is a big thing. And Brian, it has none, basically, in terms of tournament actual experience. There's a lot that has to go on with that in terms of growth. Mario, my teammate, there he is. How are you, Derek? I'm good. Today, I was able to connect to the live chat. Thank you. Welcome, man. Welcome. James Smith says he's still being very gentle with everyone on the table. He has been recorded and made public. I agree. James says, Corey, I think he beats Chance pretty easily tomorrow. I agree again. Ode Hauget, the training hall. Yeah. I met Martins. Yeah, I know Martins really well. I have his phone number. Martins. He won't arm wrestle, guys. I've asked a bunch of times. Martins is too smart. He doesn't want to risk getting injured or setting back his training for other things. So he's always turned me down with the arm wrestling stuff. But Martins is my boy. That's my boy. James Smith says he's 6'8", 400 pounds, and he's the strongest man in the world. He just has to get fluid in the movements. Just wait. Okay, guys. I don't know. I mean, I've arm wrestled with him. I've talked to him at length. I've spent time in the gym with him. I have felt his hand and where it is and where it isn't. But I guess you tell me. You let me know. Corey says, friggin' spelling mistakes. Swipe spelling is the thing. Wake up with the $5 super chat again. Thank you, man. Thank you for all the super chats, brother. I appreciate that. He says, which super heavyweight other than you would benefit Brian a lot if they were to train? To train with Brian. Vitaly because of size, Hermes because of back pressure, Levan. Well, you got also take into account the language barrier with Vitaly and even Levan. Levan speaks okay English, but it's still hard to explain things. Just because people are good doesn't mean they're also really good coaches. They're not always good at explaining and breaking things down. Let me see. It's hard to say because not a lot of guys train other people. I mean, of the people your list and in the top 15 people, how many of them are known for training other people? So it's I don't know how good of coaches they would be. And then we're assuming right away that Vitaly would teach Brian how to arm wrestle like Vitaly, and Hermes would teach him how to arm wrestle like Hermes. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really hard thing to answer, man. I would be more prone to having Brian train under people that are not like super heavyweights that are just proven coaches and proven know what they're doing. I think Brian spending a year in Turkey training with Engin, training under Engin would be that would be it. Specifically Engin too. I think Engin's approach to arm wrestling is ridiculous in a good way, ridiculously awesome. And I think that Brian would thrive thrive under Engin's tutelage and Engin's approach to arm wrestling. But super heavyweight, man, I just a lot of the super heavyweights, I think I don't ever see them coaching, so I don't know. Okay, so I guess I would pick somebody that is a high level that is versatile, that can do all the moves to help Brian understand how to, if he's just going to pull against them, how to answer different problems. So a super heavyweight that's versatile at the very top level. But do we want Brian arm wrestling somebody that's going to brick wall him right now? Like if we put Brian up against Morozov, for instance, and Morozov is super heavyweight and he's well-rounded. Morozov brick walls Brian right now. Okay, so is that helpful for Brian, or we want someone closer to Brian's level, so a little bit back and forth, and he can kind of ease into it and kind of figure out how to solve problems and potentially have something for him. Sorry, this is how my brain works, guys. You ask me questions, I overthink, I analyze deep. I'm not sure, man, of the super heavyweights. I know I've seen Matyushenko train people for years. I know Matyushenko is a great trainer if you count him as a super heavyweight. But he's diehard hook puller. But I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? What names are popping in your mind? I'm trying to answer your super chat, man. I appreciate the love. Devin? Travis? I don't know how the other guys coach, man, and how they teach. And so if you just want him as a practice dummy, then it'd be somebody that's versatile, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say someone that's versatile at a high level. That's my best answer. Someone that's versatile at a high level, but hopefully not too high of a level where they just brick wall and there's not a language barrier. There's a lot. It's hard to think of who it would be, man. In terms of versatility, though, at the very top level, I think Morozov's up there. Obviously, there's Devin, but I think Morozov's up there. He's not even a super heavyweight right now, is he? But I don't know how good Morozov can coach or teach. A lot of those guys are just focused on themselves, as they should be. They're top 15 in the world competitors. They're used to just training themselves and progressing themselves. So, I don't know. That's the best answer I got. I don't think that's a knock on Chance. Chance is awesome. Legend Noah says, top right-handed North America, Devin Montz, Michael Todd, Jerry, Chafee, Matt Mass, Corey, Pablo, Chance, Derek, 10th, Cody Merritt, or Barboza. Carolyn says, I love the fact that you're not a yes man. James Smith says, yeah, I've watched all the public videos, like I said, just judging from how Brandon's yourself with him went, he looks insane. He is very strong. I'm pretty sure Derek can take the 5 spot if he just buckles down. I agree. James Smith says, didn't even feel Brandon at all, and at least it didn't look like it. Andre says, and Brandon just had a super match the weekend before that as well. And it's just a practice match, guys. Also, if Brandon did have something for him, do you think there'd be a lot of video of that? Hello from Italy, 333. Andre, yo, what up? I said 5 spot, but I meant 4. I think Derek beats Chafee. Love to see. Dang, Corey. Wow, big belief. Thank you. Deep says Travis is a good coach. Travis is a good coach at teaching what Travis does. He's very good at breaking down what he does. It's not meant for everybody, though. With my arm length, I can't do as effectively what Travis does. I can't not get to the positions. I've been to a few, 2 or 3 Travis Bajan seminars. I've worked with Travis. I can't hit the angles that he can get because my arm is too long in most cases. So it's really hard. Great chat, Big D. Have a great week. You too, Tarek. I'm actually going to shut it down here and just try to catch up. Bob Brown, a good coach. Bob Brown is a fantastic coach. Bob Brown is a very intelligent arm wrestler. Legend of Nelda says, Derek versus Lars. If Derek wins in Philippines, would be a good comeback. Ooh, Lars Rabockin. That would be interesting. Wake Up says, Derek, I know he doesn't need someone to stonewall him, but he might need to pull someone way stronger so he gets the feeling maybe. That was he knows how far he is in terms of raw power from the top. Great match. Whatever happened to Paul Italia? Isn't Paul still making videos? I see what you're saying, Wake Up. I don't know, man. Someone coaching is I think it goes misunderstood a little bit, like how influencing an effective coach can be. and how much it means having a good training partner and them knowing how to work with you. Just because someone's big and strong doesn't mean they're necessarily the best training partner at all. They have to be able to work with people and give them what they need if and when they need it and stuff like that. When I pulled with Brian, could I have been way more difficult and way more sticky in the setup and potentially brick walled and that stuff? Maybe. I never even tried to do that because I wanted to work with him. So like in the videos, you see me, I'm like, all right, Brian, here, we're going to go in this position. Now I want you to pull in this one direction. I'm giving you my palm. I'm putting you on my bicep. Go back as hard as you can. Like I have in very specific angles, right? And then you gave me really good pressure without me trying to apply pronation or sideways, just bicep curl. Like I put them in very specific angles, things like that. Had I put everything together and really tensed up, I would like to think that it would have been different. But I don't need to do that to him. It's not going to help him. So, man, it's who coaches well. That's the thing we have to ask ourselves. Who is good at coaching? Who cares about the person they're working with? I don't know. I'm just really into. That's why I offer when I do my online coaching, my online personal training, or my online arm wrestling coaching. When I do that, I only take on like 1 or 2 clients at a time because I can't. I actually care. I actually care, and I actually want to see. I have them send me the last set of every lift they do every day. So there's so many videos, and I break down all the movements and stuff. And then once they have it dialed in, then they stop sending videos. I work with them every day on what they did that day, what I think about the lifts, what we're planning. The plan is for tomorrow. I'm constantly structuring them and working on their programming because they have to constantly be moving. I have them live stream their entire practice. They put literally a tripod with a camera on their practice, and I'm nonstop on them about slide your elbow, tuck this, do that. And I talk to their training partners. Hey, I want you to give them more of this, less of this. And like, so I've been training people for years, man. It's a big passion of mine. It is one of the only things left in the sport that I'm passionate about. And I think that's hard to find a little bit nowadays. I just love seeing people succeed. I love being able to play a small part in people succeeding. I love watching my guys have a victory. When my guys win, honestly, I'm just as excited, if not more excited than when I win. Like, because we worked on that, man. I helped you achieve that, played a small part in it, and to watch you enjoy the sport that I love and thrive in it is just the best feeling. So it's hard to find people like that. There are people like that for sure. I'm not the only one. It's just finding one of those is the key. You know, I really do think if I lived next to Brian, I would be Brian's best training partner, and he would be my best training partner as well. If I lived in Colorado, it would be great. It would be great. Not only would Brian help keep me motivated and stuff and in the gym and thirsty, we'd be big enough I could give him all the challenge he needs. We'd work on things together. I think we would be able to ping, and we think so much alike. It's scary. If Bridget was here, she would tell you it's weird. Like we were damn near finishing each other's sentences, me and Brian, in a lot of things. And there's a lot of things we look at very similar. And so the conversations go very smooth. If I lived near him, I would be lifting with Brian every day and practicing. It would be a thing. But he's in Colorado and I'm in California, sadly, and it costs money. So can't go out there all the time. I do think I'm the best training partner that Brian could have. I think I would be the best for Brian. But maybe that's just cocky. Maybe I'm just being cocky. I don't know. Maybe I just believe in myself. Carolyn says, Derek, do you think you would FaceTime with Brian and see critique his lifts in private to share some thoughts with him? I would love to. Derek, do you think you could beat Corey West soon and get top 5? Really soon? Depends on your definition of soon. Soon meaning like next month? No. Wake up. $2 super chat says, can you stonewall Brian with straps? I feel confident to say that last time I was at Brian's house, had that been the goal, and that Derek and that Brian, yes. But I don't know. That's speculation, man. I have no idea. I have no idea. And he's way stronger now and way better. And so I don't think so right now. I don't know. I don't think so right now. Wake up, right? Derek versus Brian. Brian wins, gets top 10 spot. Then Derek beats Corey Klein together. Emot says Brian versus Leonidas. That could be interesting, but Leonidas has a pretty good lead. But where Brian will be strong is where Leonidas is weak. So that might be interesting in like a year and a half. Corey says, Carolyn, I think Corey is the hardest match for Derek. I believe Derek beats Chafee, Matt, Chance before Corey. He can, but tough match, in my opinion. Legend of Nelda says, would you online coach Brian for free or charge him? For free. And I've offered everything to Brian. I've offered to do a live stream once a week with him in private. while he goes over the lifts and works with, I don't know. I've offered everything free, 100%. Matt Mass swept Derek last time, though. Dang, Nelda, why are you saying it so rough? You couldn't say just beat him. You got to say swept. And I was strong enough. All right, we saw it when Matt actually hooked with me. He was like, "Ooh." All right, Matt out arm wrestled me. I will go to my grave saying that. I feel confident in my strength. Matt out arm wrestled me. His setup was better. He executed it better, and he put me in a bad spot early on, and I lost because of it. I won't say that Matt was the stronger arm wrestler. But you got to consider all things too, because there's different strengths. There's like outside strengths, inside strengths. I get that. I still feel pretty confident though in where I was. Matt even says in the first couple rounds before, when we were outside the straps, like he was like, "Oh shit!" Like his hand was like buckling, and then we got to the straps and I messed up, and he out arm wrestled me, 100%, in my opinion. But whatever. Who am I? I was just there. Jens, how good is Wes Bjornson? Is he a newish guy or been around? Wes has been around for a while. Wes is a really good friend of mine, one of my closest friends. I talk to Wes all the time. And Wes is he loves arm wrestling. And he's a huge Brian Shaw fan. And he wants what's best for Brian more than anything. And he wants to be able to grow with Brian and all the things. Wes, his heart is in the best place, 100%. And Wes is a left-handed specialist. I believe he's one of the best in Colorado left-handed. I think he might be number one in Colorado left-handed, I believe, or in the race top 2. I mean, Brian hasn't competed. I don't know how Brian does with Wes, if Brian's beating him consistently or not yet. But yeah, Wes is good. Wes is good. Justin Ben says, "Have you done any training with Michael Todd lately?" No, I haven't seen Mike. It's been a little while since I've seen Mike. Nope. That Mass cheated. Derek would have won in a fair contest of manly strength. I concede. Matt did not cheat. Matt did not cheat. I will never. He didn't screw me over. He didn't do anything outside the rules at all. No, I'm just saying he out arm wrestled me. I'm definitely not saying Matt cheated at all. Love me some Matt Mask. He's awesome. He beat me fair and square, 100%. I messed up. I made poor decisions. He made smart decisions. I do think though, like I said it right after the match. I feel like if we run that match back a month or a couple weeks later, we're healed up. I think that there's a good chance it could go differently. I think, healed up and I don't chase that instead of this, or instead of chasing, not chasing all the time, but trying to go as offensive, instead I got more defensive. I think with the strength I had enough to beat Matt. I think he just out arm wrestled me. I think, Derek, if you did a training camp with Todd Zilla, that would benefit you bigly, hugely. I can't drink that much Miller Lite. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'd want to kill Todd or Todd want to kill me. I can stay at Todd's house. I love Todd Hutchings. He's great. He's an insanely smart individual. 100%. He could definitely help me in any way that trains under him. But man, that sounds crazy. Corey McPhee says, "I get it. I seen the match. I just think for some reason Derek's time is coming. He has now his match. That reason Derek's time is coming. He now has match day jitters." Who has match day jitters? I do. Or who? Who are you talking about, Corey? Anyway, guys, I got to wrap this up. What are we doing? It's been 43 minutes past when I was supposed to get off. I just went. You guys, I'm sorry. I went off, and we're down to 37 people. I think we got to like 60 something at one point. We're now down to 37. I'm just rambling. Not rambling. I'm trying to respond. But guys, thank you for hanging out with me on this Wednesday. I will be back next Wednesday. We can chop it up some more. Check out the links. DF's going to post them all right now. These are the links to the gaming channel. If you guys want to pop in there, I don't have Emma right now, so I'll probably hop in there right now and start gaming. So if you guys are bored and you want to keep talking about arm wrestling, head on over to the Twitch channel. I'll be live on there and probably within the next 30 minutes. If you guys want to hang out with me while I play some video games, we can talk more about arm wrestling. Yeah, either way, you guys, thank you for all the support. Thank you for always chopping it up with me. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for all the super chats. And you guys just being dedicated. This is on subscriber only mode. And you guys are all in here, which means you guys are all subscribers. And thank you so much for all the support. I want to be better for you guys. I do want to be better for you guys. I want to be more entertaining. I know a lot of you guys are heavily invested in my story, in my progress. There's always things going on, right, in life. And, trying to overcome those and stay progressing and stay moving forward in all areas is rough. I'm living real life, man. I'm living real life like everybody else, and I'm trying to do the best I can. And so I'm sorry if I've let some of you guys down, and I want to be better for you, for all you guys, and for me, and for everybody that watches me, including my daughter, my team, and everybody like that. So I'm constantly thinking about that, and constantly mad at myself for letting everybody down all the time. Just a big letdown. Derek, if you consider getting on whatever it was that hyped up Devin up at the last East vs. West, I don't know what hyped him up. Carolyn says, "Are you kidding? You're the best, Derek." Not near the best. Okay, guys, I'm out. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, see you guys next week, Wednesday, 4:30 sharp. Not late, like I'm always late. See you.